Hey everyone, I am Dr. Rogers. Welcome to Physics 202 and welcome back to people that took me last summer for Physics 201. I recognize some familiar names. I wish I could see you face to face, but that's kind of the reality of where we are right now. Please do reach out to me and ask any questions that you may have as we solve these hard problems. As you may know from Physics 201, I prefer to do online lecture in class lab because that gives me some hands-on time with you all that has kind of been taken away. So please do reach out to me if you need any help solving any of these problems. As you probably know from Physics 201, whether you took it with me or someone else, we solved some hard problems in this class. So here's a quick little walkthrough of my Canvas shell. You sign in and it's going to look something kind of like this. And I'll show you where you can first find the lectures, and I'll kind of walk you through my syllabus. So if you scroll down right here, past all these quick links right here, here we have lectures for chapters 13, 14, 15, and some test 1 material. Let's go ahead and click on chapter 13 right here. These are voiceover PowerPoints, and if I click on this guy, I'm going to pull up a YouTube video where I've more or less annotated the slides. And at this point, I am actually talking and kind of scribbling on the slide. Please do take notes from these as you normally would. This one I broke into about 3 videos. And I also have some work problems. So if you click on this guy right here, you're going to see me solving problems much like you would on a regular board. So here I'm going to go ahead and do some conversions between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So this is me solving those problems. You can find PDFs of my slides right here, and you can find PDFs of the problems that I'm solving just right here. Here's some quick links to the homework problems for chapter 13, but before I show you those guys, I figure I'll go ahead and show you the syllabus. If you click on the syllabus tab, this is one of the best tabs in Canvas in my particular opinion. You can kind of see all your due dates, and here I just have a syllabus. I'll pop this guy open really quick. What we're going to start with is we're going to start with a standard VCCS description that's saying, hey, we're going to learn a little bit of physics, we're going to solve some problems, and here we're going to focus on electricity, magnetism, and electromagnetic waves. Best way to get in touch with me, shoot me an email right here if you have any questions on the online homework or on the pen and paper homework. Course outline, this is actually a fully online lecture, fully online lab. Money-saving note on the textbook is you can use the 6th edition and save a ton of money. Labs are going to be online simulations. Homework, we have some online homework through Canvas and some pen and paper homework. I will show you where to find those in just a little bit. I do have due dates and I don't accept late work. For the online homework, I'll take 2 attempts and it'll take the second attempts. It'll tell you which ones you got wrong, so that way you can kind of focus on certain ones. And for the pen and paper, you can submit those in Canvas, and I'll show you where and how to do that in just a little bit. Tests, there's 4 tests scattered throughout the semester, and they are 30 multiple choice questions. It does have a time limit of 1.5 hours, and it must be individual work. I won't accept them when they're late, just to keep you kind of on track. This doesn't really apply. This doesn't really apply. Be respectful of learning, be respectful of each other, don't copy. And here's the breakdown grades. We have 4 tests worth 60 points each. We have 14 labs, we have 13 online homeworks, and 12 pen and paper homeworks. For time requirements, we would meet 6 hours, and the rule of thumb is if you spend 6 hours in class, you should spend 6 hours outside of class. That's probably a pretty good way to judge things. If you have the disability form, then you know what it means. Get it to me as soon as you can, and we will make things work for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. I have 4 main due dates, and they are as follows. We have June 2nd, June 16th, July 7th, and July 28th. What we are going to have to do is we're going to cover chapters 13, 14, and 15, and then boom, we have the test. Online homework 13, 14, and 15, and then these guys are due June 2nd at midnight. Pen and paper homework, you turn them in on Canvas June 2nd at 11:59 p.m. The labs are right here. You can kind of see you should be working on these guys on days prior to June 2nd. I mean, you don't want to be going down to the wire at 11:59, having knocked out all 3 chapters and the labs and the tests on that particular day. I don't recommend that. I recommend slowly trickling those guys in and giving yourself some time to digest them. Then we have chapters 16, 17, 18, tests, homework, and then turn in the labs. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but you kind of see the third block right here, and you see the fourth block right here. So let's go back to the Canvas class and find out where various things are. If we were to click on this guy right here, we're going to go to a lab, and this is a lab on calorimetry. You can click on this guy, and it should save that guy right down here. I will ask for my sanity that you, as you fill these guys out, if you choose to do it using the computer, that you just kind of highlight the text. So we enable my editing here. So what I mean by that is, if I put stuff in right here, just go ahead and put a yellow box around it, make it red, make it blue, make it easy for me to see. If you prefer to print these guys out, write them and take a picture, you can do that. It is hard to get equations in here. Bear in mind that if there is a question mark, I am looking for ink on the paper, so I'm looking for an answer right here, and I'm looking for an answer right here. I'm also looking for units. If it says sketch the graph, you can sketch the graph. You can do that in Word using these guys just right over there. Now, how do you go ahead and submit these guys? I'm going to submit a random document that I have. If I click on submit, you can choose the way that you want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and choose file, and I'm going to choose this random guy right over there. If you want to put a comment in right there, you can go ahead and submit this. I will take 2 attempts on the labs because, well, if you were doing these face-to-face, then, well, I would get some chance to talk with you before you actually submitted it. So I will go ahead and scribble on it. You can see my scribbles right here after I've graded it, and then you can go ahead and resubmit it if you so choose. Go back to the Syllabus tab right over here, and we can go ahead and click on the lecture problems and solutions. These are problems for chapter 13, and you're going to submit these the same exact way. I'm not going to show you that. Here are the problems that you need to go ahead and solve, and I do have my solutions available to you. Don't just copy them because you're not going to learn anything, but if you need a nudge in the right direction, then you can go ahead and do those guys. So here I have problems for chapter 13, and you can kind of judge how difficult they are by how much space that I've given you. If you have any questions on solving these guys, shoot me an email and we will get you in the right direction. Now if I were to go back to the syllabus tab, let's see what else we can kind of find. This was me submitting it. Here are some more labs. You've seen a lab. And here we have the online homework. So let's go ahead and click on chapter 13 here. Here we have 10 questions. We have no time limit, and it'll take 2 attempts. We can go ahead and click take the quiz button. And here we can go ahead and I'll just kind of randomly pick a couple of these guys. And then we can just kind of scroll down here and submit the quiz. It'll tell you which ones are right and which ones are wrong and which ones you need a closer look at. So here it said, okay, well, 0 of the 2 were correct. So this one was incorrect and this one was incorrect. So when you go back through, you probably get a better score. Let's kind of go back to the syllabus tab and I'll show you where the test is, and I think that's everything I wanted to cover. So here we have test 1 and here we have test 1 review. I made these guys kind of side by side, so if you see a question on something in the practice test, there's a really good chance you're going to see something similar on the real test. So here we have 30 questions. The time limit is 90 minutes. The real test only has 1 attempt allowed. And this one is unlimited but worth no points, so you can take it again and again and again. Much like the homeworks, it'll tell you which ones are right and which ones are wrong. You can kind of see the timer ticking away right here. The reason why I have the timer is because you do actually kind of have to know how to solve these guys in order to finish it within the 90 minutes. There's only so much you can Google in that time. So you can click the OK button, and then you can take this thing as many times as you want. So with that said, I want to go back to the syllabus tab one last time and kind of show you where the big due dates are. So here we have all this stuff right here. We have the second big due date, we have that big due date, and we have that big due date. So with that said, I think I will turn you loose, and again, feel free to email me if you have any questions or if you need a nudge in the right direction for any and all of these. I hope you all have a good day and a good summer, and I look forward to interacting with you.